girls, thank you for joining us for our very first live of the year. So we are talking to you today about how to beat procrastination, because we know that is what is going to get you on track with your goals. It's the biggest thing that could potentially stop you from achieving them. So procrastination is our focus.
Definitely. So click on the heart if you can hear us, very important, and comment below to let us know where you are watching us from.
All right. So
what we're going to talk about today is obviously procrastinating and keeping back on track. We're keeping on track with our goals, and this is kind of close to our hearts because this is something that both of us have experienced basically in the past. Luckily no more, but in the past that we have experienced this.
Yeah, definitely, guys. So procrastination is something that we have wasted so much time doing, so much time. So what we are going to be kind of sharing with you is kind of what we've experienced when it comes to procrastination. But first, I want to share with you something that we kind of realised it was a bit of a turning point for us. And we was having a conversation with a really good friend of ours. And every time we met up with him, he kept giving us these great ideas, amazing ideas that really would have such a positive impact on the world around us if he actually took some action, right? So we were kind of speaking about this and reflecting on it, and we just was thinking, if only he took action. And then we kind of reflected on ourselves a little bit with this, and we realised that maybe we weren't taking as much action as what we could be. And it was in that moment we decided that if we wanted to achieve our goals that we had actually set, we need to take more action rather than keep putting it off and coming up with all the excuses under the sun to be able to actually make the jump and do what we did. And that actually led us to moving on from our corporate work and our full-time secure and all of that kind of stuff, all of that income, all the rest of it, to actually move on and now do what we're doing now, which is obviously entrepreneurship and being in front of you guys. So from then, it's like literally the last few years, we've done nothing but walk the talk. If procrastination even pops up remotely, we know exactly what our go-to tools are, and this is exactly what we want to share with you, all right?
Exactly. So give us a thumbs up if you know that you've got more to offer, if you only just took the action. And we're going to show you how we did it. Okay, so please pop a comment in the box below of any struggles that you face when it comes to staying on track with your goals, and we'll kind of get to them as we go throughout this live.
All right. I'm giving a thumbs up to the people putting thumbs up, guys. That's what's happening here. I'm not just being random. All right, guys. So what we want to share with you right now is the 5 biggest challenges that not only we've faced, but also some clients and people that we've worked with as well. But we're not just going to share the challenges with you. We're going to share with you the solutions too. All right. So cool. We've already got one comment here saying staying motivated is a struggle for me, which is absolutely perfect timing.
That is our first
one.
Next
point.
Exactly. So number 1 on our challenges is lacking motivation or staying motivated. So this is, when this happens to the majority of us, it usually means that what we're doing just doesn't mean enough to us. We haven't got a strong enough connection to what we're doing for us to keep ourselves motivated. And we're actually not really aware of our motivation behind what we're doing. So how to overcome this, and there's a little tip for you, is define what is important to you. Okay, define what is important in your area of procrastination. So whatever you're procrastinating on, what is that you're doing? Why is it important? What is important about it to you? Make it compelling. Let's take exercise, for example. It's quite a big one that a lot of people procrastinate on. Oh, I should have gone to the gym, or I haven't been to the gym in weeks, I've been too busy. It's usually a lack of awareness behind the importance and the motivation of why they're actually going to the gym or exercising in the first place. So are you exercising because you think you should or you think you have to, or are you exercising because you want to be healthier so you can live for longer and spend more time with family and friends, or because you want to look or feel better? So why is it important? What is your motivation to do what you're doing?
You need to really take the time to answer that, because your motivation is coming from your core values. It's coming from the deep belief as to why this task is so important. And it doesn't have to be exercise. It can be anything from studying to creating a new project. Whatever the thing is that you're aiming for, the motivation isn't present. And if you have this constant belief that it's a struggle for you, that's also going to be a problem. So create some urgency around what the thing is you're trying to get motivated for. Right, John? like John said, if it's something like exercise, know the reason what you're doing it for. You're doing it to be with friends, are you doing it to be with family, to be more energized? What is the reason for it in the first place? Okay, so we're going to touch on that a bit deeper with one of the next points. But the second biggest challenge that we find is when people like take this ownership of being a procrastinator. It's like they wear it as this badge of honor. It's like, I'm a procrastinator, or I'm lazy, right? We start to say these things about ourselves. Say it about yourself now. Use the phrase, I'm lazy, or I'm a procrastinator. How do you feel, right? It sucks, doesn't it? It doesn't feel particularly good. And this is happening because you've claimed it. Right, you've claimed these statements, you've claimed these labels for yourself, and you're going to behave in such a way. My latest favourite was from somebody on Instagram. Messaged me saying that they are a procrastination champion.
What a title.
Right? That title is actually in itself not going to really help you. I love the awareness behind it, because you're aware that something's going on and it's not aligned with what you want to be doing. But as much as you use that language and you tell yourself that you're a lazy person, you tell yourself that you're a procrastinator, or worse, you tell yourself that you're suffering from procrastination, you will buy into that language, you'll buy into those words, and that's what your self-image will become. So the way to overcome this, the solution for this, is to change the identity that you are giving to yourself through the words that you speak and through the language that you're using. It is absolutely vital that you tweak this self-image through choice. So change your language from things like I'm lazy, or I'm a procrastinator, or I'm a procrastinating champion, and change it to things like I own my own standards, I own my actions, I just know the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm responsible, and I am actually feeling really motivated and driven. Tell yourself that. Instead of saying I'm lazy, tell yourself, okay, I'm going to take a breath and I'm going to stop. Right? That is you redefining a new identity for yourself. And it will take some practice and it will take some awareness. But when you nail your identity, you can start living aligned with it, rather than being concerned and kind of falling in and out of these different ideas of what your identity could be.
Excellent. And number 3 we're going to move on to is know your why. And this is a very important one, as most people who are doing something can't really attach that or see that connection to their bigger goal. Okay, so they're doing something, they're not really sure why they're doing it, they're just doing it because they think they have to, and they can't really tie it into that bigger goal. There's no intentions behind what they're doing, there's no planning behind what they are doing. And the solution for this, and the basically biggest tip, is to define your desired outcomes and set deadlines. So think about your short, medium and long-term goals. Whatever your big goal is, whatever that might be, from opening a business to moving to a different country, getting married, whatever it is. Okay, break down those little things that you do every day and every week, those processes, and then ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is this going to help me achieve in the grand scheme of things? Okay, find your why, and you're going to be more likely to be able to actually sit down and get it done. So let's take, for example, starting a business, or a side hustle, some people like to call it. So why do you want to start a business? What is your intention and your purpose behind that? And when you know that, you ask yourself, what basically needs to happen for this to happen? So this is where you kind of start to take accountability for yourself. And if you struggle to do this, find someone who will help you take accountability. Okay, find an accountability buddy, or someone else hire someone who will help make you accountable for your why.
Definitely. The key with the why, guys, is to know the reason why all the small things need to be done on the way to the big thing. It's like getting all of the puzzle pieces, getting them all out, right, on the floor, where you're going to build this amazing picture that's on the front cover of the box. If you know that all of those pieces are going to fit together in the right way, you're going to get that picture, you're going to get that desired outcome. But if you don't have the puzzle pieces in the first place, and you don't know how they fit together and what picture you're aiming for, it's never going to come into fruition, is it? From an accountability perspective as well, if you're not already, jump into our Facebook group, because there's going to be some big accountability moves happening in there. So you can share with us what it is you're up to, and obviously we can hold you accountable for that as well, and other members of the group can do the same. Those of you that are part of our 2020 challenge, you'll be getting an update from us at the end of this month, and we'll be checking in with you. So you're already getting some accountability there. But for those of you that haven't and you're not a part of that challenge, you can still jump in on the Facebook group. All right. So the next biggest challenge that we faced, okay, and this is a biggie. It's a big one for me in the past. It's been a big one for people that we work with. And it is something that you would have heard me speak about 100 times over, especially if you are some of my coaching clients watching this. And this is personal responsibility. And I think if I had a bumper sticker or quote with my name on it, this would probably be the thing, because it's what I always bang on about the most. So responsibility, when we take responsibility for what we're doing, there's a strong chance there's no procrastination present, right? There is no not being on track with your goals because you're taking full responsibility. If you even look at the word responsibility, right? When we take responsibility, we literally improve our ability to be able to respond. So that's procrastination in a nutshell, isn't it? It's actually having the ability to take action and to respond to your reality in the way that you actually want to, and to get the results that you want. Because if you're not taking personal responsibility, you are creating the experience. Right? When you blame procrastination as the problem, or you blame that you're not motivated, you are giving all of your power away and you're not taking responsibility. And guys, this is vital, right? It is the most important piece of the puzzle. If the responsibility isn't present, how can you expect to achieve and stay on track with your goals? You've got to own it. You've got to take responsibility for what you have chosen, because it should be you choosing these things, okay? So the solution here is to raise your awareness. Just raise your awareness and ask yourself, are you being 100% responsible for this task right now? Or are you blaming something or someone, and that's how you're not getting very far? Is that what's happening? You're the only one that's going to be able to answer that, because you're the only one in that moment when you're noticing that you're procrastinating. Okay, procrastinating is something that we notice we do in the moment. We don't usually, wake up 8 hours later and think, oh no, where did my whole day go? No, at some point a little voice pops up and says, hi, you're not supposed to be doing this, don't you? Right? And then you give yourself a hard time because you're not doing the thing you're supposed to be doing. So your job is to catch yourself. Your job is to close what we call the hesitation gap. Now, a hesitation gap when it comes to procrastination is the moment we decide to take action and then the moment that we take action. There's a gap in between, isn't there? And that gap, if you're procrastinating often, is usually quite long. If you don't have a hesitation gap and you're one of these people, which is very rare by the way, to just jump into action at any given moment, John is very good at this, and you're a full-on action taker, then you're going to have a very short hesitation gap. So when you notice that you're maybe not taking the action you need to make the decision, I'm going to close the hesitation gap now, and you can do this simply by taking 5 deep breaths or 3 deep breaths in that moment, literally a big in, a big out, repeat that 3 to 5 times, and then hit the floor and go and do what it is you need to be doing. Count yourself down, say ready, set, go, whatever you need to do, but close that hesitation gap, and I promise you, you will not be procrastinating anymore and you'll be on track with your goals.
Awesome. So this takes us into our last, 5th and final challenge, which is vulnerable to distraction. So we can all relate to this on some point, and all guilty of this in the past, some of us even right now. So this is where the biggest one is over planning. We always have so much we want to do in such a short space of time, when we've got 100 things to do on our to-do list, and we basically just get overwhelmed of what to do, where to start, to the point where we just go, okay, it's not going to get done. I'm going to literally go on my phone, scroll through Facebook, scroll through social media, and see what else is going on. Okay, so this is where you need to step back and think, okay, what is important to me? What can help me get undistracted? Other people are also a prime example of this. If you work in a space where you are surrounded by people, if you're one of those open offices or you're a lot of people and they come and talk to you all the time, asking you, let's go for coffee or a smoke break, or just trying to see how you are, it's very easy to get distracted and stop what you're doing. And by the time, before you even realize, 8 hours have gone and you've pretty much done nothing. So how do we fix this? How do we find the solution? Well, the tip for you is, first of all, is set up the conditions that you want that way, that you want to happen to get your stuff done, to stop you from procrastinating. So first is remove any distractions. So for example, remove your phone. If you know that you keep scrolling endlessly through Facebook and what you're doing on your phone is not serving you, turn it off, put it in another room, put it away where you can't see it, you can't hear it, and that's one step that will help you to stop procrastinating. Okay, our next thing is change the environment. So if you are in a busy workplace, try to find somewhere that's quieter or at least a little bit separate from where you normally work to get stuff done. Okay, so you can just get your head down and get it done. For me, I like to work from a coffee shop, or a quiet coffee shop anyway, because I know I've got no distractions around at home, then I can just get my head down and get it done. And the most important thing when it comes to avoiding distraction is get rid of those 100 little to-do things you need to do on your to-do list, and find out and prioritize 1 or 2 maximum things that you need to do that are going to help take you in the right direction towards your big goal. Okay, I know everything is important. Everyone says everything's important and it all needs to be done. Yes, it does, but it does not all need to be done on one day. What is the most important thing? Split it, 1 to 2 things. Charlotte is a good example of this. Yeah. She used to be very, very much literally like 50, 60 things on her to-do list.
Wasn't there many in one day?
It was a lot. Yeah, and then obviously as soon as Charlotte went to 1 or 2 things maximum, not stress, I wasn't stressed, but that overwhelming feeling went down, and productivity actually increased, and you get more done because you have less to worry about, less decisions to make because you know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, big time, guys. And a question that just popped up there as John was talking was, what if I have the urge to pick up my phone? So if you are being distracted and you find yourself procrastinating with specifically your phone, there's a couple of things to do. A lot of them we've just mentioned. So straight away there is, if you've got that urge, the first thing you should be doing is going inside your own head and asking yourself the question, am I taking responsibility for myself, and am I showing up as the person that I want to show up as if I pick up my phone right now? But it could be also something as practical as you turning your phone off. Definitely. If your phone is literally off, then you will be less likely to switch it on. And I know that sounds like a really easy thing to say, but it's not. It becomes an effort to wait and to let it load or whatever. I know phones are pretty quick and stuff these days, but it's still that little gap that you've got in waiting, you'll be bored and you'll put it down again. Definitely. So turn it off, literally the whole phone, not just put it on silent or face down, turn it off. If you need to, put it in a different room. If you need to, leave it at home and go to a coffee shop, or leave it in the office drawer and lock the door. Give the door or the key to somebody else if you really feel like you're struggling with that. But you need to ask yourself as well, if you're constantly on your phone and being distracted, is what need is your phone fulfilling for you? Because it is not only fulfilling your time-wasting efforts, it's fulfilling something deeper than that. It's going to be fulfilling your need for connection, maybe for some significance, for some variety, from some certainty, whatever that thing is for you, it's going to be fulfilling those needs. So it's vital that you identify what is it. What is the need that's being fulfilled when you pick up that phone? But I would urge you to just go back to a couple of the key things that we've mentioned. I'll do a quick recap, just because there's more and more people kind of jumping on this live as well, and you may have missed it. Guys, if you want to watch this live all the way through though, it's going to be reposted in our Facebook group, so head on over there if you want that. But in a nutshell, lacking motivation is very much around you not being aware. You having language in your vocabulary that allows you to identify with such statements that I'm a procrastinator, or I'm a lazy person, or I can't get the job done, or I don't follow through. Using that language is also not going to help, and you have to be aware in order to do that. So awareness, again guys, is a massive key here. Right, this is going to help to stop this level of procrastination, which is keeping you off track with your goals. Getting super specific about the reason why you're doing it in the first place, again, comes with awareness, right?
Be more aware.
Right, it's simpler than what I think you think it could be. Procrastination is a simple case of awareness and alignment. We need to make sure that you've covered all the bases and making sure that you're taking that full ownership. And then from there, the distractions, they don't even really show up. the phone and the notifications going off, or the people inviting you for coffee or for meetings that you know are pointless, those things won't even bug you, and it'll be so much easier for you to say no and to switch off to those and stay focused on what you actually want. All right. Yeah. So that is what I would say in answer to that question. I hope that helps.
Awesome. So those are our 5 challenges and 5 solutions for you there. Okay, so basically it's all you need there to get rid of distraction and get you back on track to your goals.
We're just going to check in, see if there's any other questions from you guys, all right? Because I believe I saw one more. We need an assistant.
We do need an assistant.
Anyone want to be our assistant? Okay, guys, so this question is, I can't find my why, from Nora. Okay, do you want to take this?
Okay, so I can't find my why, or why can't I find my why? Simple answer is you can find your why. Everyone has a why. There's no such thing as no why. The only thing that is, what you're probably doing is you're looking in the wrong place. Okay, so the question is now is, where do you look to find your why? And that there's a few multifaceted kind of approaches to that. One of them is environment. So Charlotte, what's your take on environment in terms of finding your why?
Yeah, guys, listen, sometimes we're in an environment that's not conducive to maybe what we feel is right for us. And we do hear this often when people come to us and say they want to change career, or they don't know what they want to do, they're not satisfied, or they're not fulfilled. And this is really happening because they're not doing something that's lighting them up. They're not doing something that's giving them this like this like fiery feeling inside that really makes them feel alive. And when that happens is we can lose touch with our why, can't we? It's very easy to do. So what is vital here is that you start to observe and reflect upon that. So that can be something as simple as, what isn't my why? When you look at, okay, well, I'm not fired up and I'm not excited by what I'm in now. So if you check what is not your why, that will lead you to what is your why. If it's not being in a busy office doing sales every day, okay, cool. That's off the list. That's definitely not it. So then what else does that leave you? Kind of a process of elimination, but when you start asking yourselves these questions, you're going to really start to pull out some little seeds that have been there the whole time. And the other thing I would say is changing your environment, okay, as well. And I don't mean going and quitting your job, okay, unless that's what you want to do, but that's not advice from us at all. But changing your environment and trying new things is absolutely key. What do you reckon on trying new things?
I think trying new things is, if you don't try new things, you're not going to get closer to your why. Because if you know what is not your why and you're not trying new things, that's what you're stuck on. You only know what you're not. You know, to find out what your why is, you've got to try new things, new experiences, new environments, new friends, new places, whatever it is that you need to do. New jobs maybe, who knows, whatever it is that is going to help you get closer to finding that ultimate why to what you want to do.
All right. The last thing I think that will help in terms of finding your why is if you can take some time to look back over your life and find the times when you really were connected, where you did feel alive, where you was enjoying what you were doing, you were motivated, you weren't being distracted every 5 minutes. There will be at least one time in your life where you have had that feeling. And I don't care if that was you in preschool or if that was you last week. All right? Find the moments in your life where you've had those layers of excitement or layers of contribution, because that will be a very big key to what drives you. Because when you're feeling those things, you're actually already living by that why. When you get those positive feelings, it's because you're doing the thing that does really drive you. So find the common themes. Some examples of some common themes could be you were surrounded by role models. You were surrounded by people that were always a bit more senior to you and you was always learning. Maybe a common theme is that you were serving others and you was helping people. Maybe a common theme is that you was creating something. Wherever there's some positive emotion and some elevated feelings, your why is present. So maybe your why isn't obvious to you right now, Nora, that asked this question, but you have it within you, I promise you. You just got to keep on looking, shine the light in some different directions, reflect on the things that we've said, and let us know how you're getting on with that, okay?
Awesome. Have we got any other questions?
No, we've got. I appreciate every single word you say.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Pick up the phone. No, I think we are good.
Awesome,
Anyone
guys.
over on Facebook?
No.
There we go. No, just
no.
that one.
Perfect.
All right. Amazing, guys. So this is going to be on the replay on Facebook in the group. Come and join us. Say hi.
Yeah, so don't forget to pop along to our website to sign up for our weekly knowledge drops. This is where we've already created videos that go deeper into a lot of the topics and subjects we've already covered today. Okay, so get on there, sign up to the knowledge drops and receive those knowledge drops every week. The link is in the profile, so get on there, get it done, and receive some amazing, knowledgeable content every single week.
Guys, or just put your email into our inbox and we will add you because we know that is easier for you and we're all about helping the procrastinators. All right, guys, one more little tip that I've just kind of been thinking of is, just before we go, little bonus tip for you, is I want you to think the last time you was procrastinating and you felt that you was off track of your goals, what happened just before that moment? Just before you picked up your phone or allowed yourself to be distracted, or you said to yourself that you're a lazy person, or you said to yourself that you wasn't motivated, what happened just before you did those things? Because that is the little root that needs to be pulled out. And I promise you, you get to the bottom of that one, you never have to experience procrastination ever again, and you're on track, aligned with your goals.
Sounds awesome. Perfect.
It works.
It works. Everything works. So that is it from us, guys. We hope you enjoyed the live, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. So take care.
See you later. Bye.